What's going on? We are back on site, and I'm here today with CARIN SEALS. I've been waiting to do this interview for a long time, because you came highly touted. Like, a lot of people was like, "Yo, you need to talk to her," because they said your story was so crazy. And then we talked a little bit, and I was like, "Yeah, they right." So how are you feeling today?
I'm okay. Just excited to be here. My first sit down interview.
Yeah.
So
Don't be nervous. This is laid back. We chilling over here. So.
Right.
So let's start. Let's go back. Like, I did some research on you.
Okay.
So I heard that you was first off, you from like me.
Definitely.
Went to JP.
Yes.
And
Class 01.
And I heard you was a great student, a very great student. They said They said that you were very creative and intelligent. That's what I heard.
Okay. I like those words. Yeah.
Would you agree?
I would agree. And I was also silly and procrastinator, but I did love school. But once I got to,
Did you
always
have a college situation?
Yes,
Yeah.
I went to college too. I always had good grades, growing up. But I would do my work, and then I would be silly and just want to play around and act out. So I did get suspended a couple of times in school. ISS, because getting smart with the teachers, insubordination. That was the favorite word used for me.
Been there.
Yep. And then once ninth grade hit, let's back up. Seventh grade, I was just acting a little wild, but my grades was always good. But I had to go to Burley's for half of his school year because
so you was wilding.
yeah. So him was like, we just want you to go to another school because it was too many of us together.
I talked to one of your ex-teachers at McCaskey,
Yeah.
and then he was like, she was a great student.
Yeah, I was. Once I got to McCaskey, I was an excellent student.
So you got it together.
So about 7th grade, elementary, 7th grade.
Yeah.
And then I had to go to Reynolds. So they was like, Reynolds was like, we're not going to take you until you go to Burley's for half the school year. So I went to Burley's for half the school year.
So you was wild and young, too. Like, you
I was
wait
just
till
silly. I was just a silly, I just was the one who...
Was you fighting and stuff, too?
No, I didn't fight and stuff. It was just somebody say something funny, and I'm on the ground rolling. It's the funniest thing in the world. I just was silly.
Yeah.
Goofy, that's it. And like to laugh. So that's it. I didn't fight. I wasn't fighting or none of that. But I was just, cutting school, just doing little dumb stuff. But I went to Reynolds, and then when I came out of Reynolds, they still put me in the top section. Still was good. Then I went to McCaskey East, and that's when they first started that whole mastery criteria. And you didn't have to do no work to get to 10th grade, but to get out of 10th grade, you had to go back and finish all your work from 9th grade.
I remember.
Yeah. So if it wasn't for my best friend, Quinn Conyers, helping me.
Oh, shout out to Quinn.
Yeah. Once we got to 10th grade, she said, you're not staying here. No. So we went to her house. I had to go do all my work from 9th grade, 10th grade, just went hard and passed. And then also there was a teacher, Miss, oh my God, I messed up her name, so I'm not going to say it, but there was a teacher, and I think it was Miss Parcells her name was, and she pushed me too. She challenged me. Yeah, we always bumped heads, but she pushed me, and I made it to McCaskey, and once I got to McCaskey, I was in gospel choir.
You was good.
Yeah, I was good. I'm going on college tours. I'm just whatever. I'm going to college. I was good then.
So let's talk about what happened after high school. So after high school, you graduated in 01, you said?
From
high school.
01,
But you went to college after that?
I went to Class C. I went to college, Lincoln University.
Oh, you went to HBCU. Okay.
First HBCU. Well, not the first, but first, to give out a degree. So we're first.
Dope. And tell me about your college experience.
It was something different. Coming from Lancaster, and
because Lincoln is in PA. What city?
Oxford.
Oxford.
You got Cheney and you got Lincoln. So Cheney's the first HBCU, and then it's Lincoln. But we gave out the first accredited, degree. So always debate Lincoln and Cheney. We always go back and forth. But I wanted to go to a HBCU, but I wanted to stay close.
Mm-hmm.
So once I put in the information and everything, Lincoln came up. So I pretty much just applied, got accepted, and I just went. and I had no idea what to expect. I didn't even know nothing about financial aid, how I was going to get paid. I just was like, I'm going to Lincoln.
Yeah.
And we packed and we went. And coming from like a small town, and Lincoln was small as well, but you still got people coming from New York and
College is like
Philadelphia and Baltimore.
College opens your eyes when you come from a small city.
Eyes, yes. So I'm coming from a small town, still a little naive, and I get to Lincoln, and it was just like, yeah, it was an experience. I loved it though, but it was you don't realize how much you love college or enjoy college and what you learn in college until you get out of college. Because while you're there, you be like, oh, this place sucks. I can't wait to get out of here. Da, da, da,
did you finish? You got a degree?
I did. I finished in 4 years. I graduated.
So you was on your shit. No,
yeah, accounting, BS in accounting.
That's why they said you was smart.
Yeah,
see, you tried to undersell yourself. When I said that, you was kind of like,
yeah. And that was my problem most of my life. Just always just downplaying myself and not really, giving myself the credit that I deserve. But yep, I went. And 4 years, I wanted to give up, change my major like halfway through. But I was like, nope. I'm just going to stick it out. And my mom was just like right there when I wanted to be like, you know what, forget college. Because it got, a little rough once you start getting into your major. But I stuck it out and I got a BS in accounting. Yep. 4 years I graduated. Yeah.
So you got out of college and you, like most people, probably had to figure it out. Like, what do I do now? I want to fast forward a little bit. I don't even know what year we're fast forwarding to. But there became an issue. I don't even want to. Let's just say you came back home after that, right? So you came back home after college?
I didn't.
You didn't?
Mm-mm.
So what happened after college?
Okay, so after college, I graduated, and I always was a spontaneous, adventurous type person. Like, yeah. So I knew I didn't want to be in Lancaster. I didn't know where I was going to be. So I kind of just like lived out of my car for like the first 6 months, I want to say, after I graduated college.
By choice?
By choice. My mom used to be like, you can come home. Like, there's a whole house here. Like, you're not, like, out there homeless. But that was just me. I like to be adventurous. So I'm living out my car, going state to state. And I'm just staying pillow to post and just whatever. Because in college, you meet your lifelong friends, and my college friends to this day rock with me. Like, we're like a family. Even those I don't talk to every day. Like, if I go to homecoming, it's just love because it's a small, HBCU, and everybody knew everybody. So it's like you're a family, and we take that whole Lincoln Pride very serious. So, like, my college friends, we just, I just was just go over here. I'm in Philly. I'm in New York. I'm here. Let's go. So finally, I was like, okay, I got to get a job. So I went to my one friend. She was working in Delaware at Citibank. So then she got me in there and went through the temp service. And I came into Citibank working through a temp agency. Okay. So I was temp first, and then they hired me on. And once they hired me on, I was a loan administrator. So I pretty much was. I didn't do like everyday people's loans. I was like the liaison between corporations. So like Eastman Kodak or somebody like that. They was one of my clients, and New York would settle the loan, close the deal, and I would manage it. So whenever they would pay down,
so you was important in that bank.
Yeah. So you had to say you have I have like one loan with like 500 investors. So it's like say a $2 billion loan.
Oh, you handling money.
Yeah, but you're not. I'm here handling wires, so I'm not actually touching physical money. Everything's a click of a button. Mm-hmm. So this is what people really don't know, that part. So I lived in Delaware. I worked at Citibank. I ended up moving to Delaware, and I worked in my position. I was there about a year or so. And then here comes, it's always somebody's. Meet this guy. I start like pillow talking, like, oh, this job gets on my nerves. They supposed to be number one in banking, and so that you can send money to Africa and they won't even know. Just talking.
And when you met this guy, you still living in your car?
No. I'm living in Delaware now. I'm actually roommates with, my friend from college, whatever. We're roommates. Yeah. I'm actually living in Delaware. And whatever, I'm pillow talking, just venting to him about the job, whatever. But I love my job, my coworkers, everything. And in his head, from Philly, he's in his head thinking like, thinking of a master plan, I'm still naive. So he comes to me one day and was like, to wire him some money. And I'm like, I'm not wiring you no money. Like, no, I like my job. I even tell my roommate, like, he asked me to wire him some money. I'm not sending him no money.
Right.
And he asked me a couple times, and then finally he stopped. I'm like, I'm not doing it because I know I didn't want to do it. Like, I just didn't have the desire to steal from my job. Like, I like my
Now,
job.
just wiring him money, you mean like somebody else's? Of course, it's somebody else's money, but
It is, but it isn't. Because, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like money just sitting out there. It's just, it really don't belong to
rich
like
folk,
a
like
person.
wealthy folks' money. That
Well, it's corporations. So it's like money that's supposed to go to an investor, but they're all still corporations. I didn't deal with just like a regular
and you had
Joe.
access to all of that.
Right.
Lord have mercy. There's no, you can't give everybody that kind of access.
Right. But I was in a trustworthy position, and I felt as though I was trustworthy. My
Right.
morals, everything. Like, I always had a conscience. Like, if you couldn't litter in front of me, if someone gave me extra $1, I'm giving it back. Like, I was always honest when it came to stuff like that, whatever. So I was in that position. I never once thought about taking no money. I'm seeing millions and billions of dollars on a regular basis,
Right.
But it just never dawned on me to take these people money. But of course, me and my overthinking brain, this is sometimes the smarts gets to me. I figured out a way to take these people money without them knowing that I took their money. Yeah. So, and it just came to me, but I'm downplaying it like I ain't gonna do it.
Did you like research this?
No.
Or you just slipped up
No,
on it?
it's just seeing the process every day and how
Yeah.
everything operates and and I had a rapport with my coworkers, and it was just a matter of, hey, send this out, wire this, whatever. So, like I said, I had a portfolio that had a company, whatever, and in that company, I had messed up the deal. Like, I messed it up. I was supposed to pay these investors a certain amount of money, and I just messed it up. And in the process of me cleaning it up, it was just a wreck because they want.
And the deal you messed up was all legal. Like
it was legal. Yeah. It was legal. I messed it up. It was legal. I just did not pay it off. It was supposed to be paid off, and I didn't pay it off, so it looked like it was still active, and it's supposed to be closed, so they're still trading on it. So it's like once we realized it, they had to back out all the trades. It was just it was a mess. It was a mess. It was a mess. I'm 22, 23 at this time, and I didn't know how to handle that. Right. Being corporate America, this and that, I didn't know how to handle that.
You got messed up.
So in the midst of that, I get my yearly review, and then I see my review, and I'm like devastated, like, really? And the immaturity still was just like, I'm emotional. I was mad about my review, and I don't even understand why I would be mad because I messed up this thing. Like,
right.
and then I didn't ask questions. If I wasn't clear on what they told me to do, I should have asked. Yeah. But I was like, oh no, I'm gonna figure it out, and I didn't figure it out correctly. So make a long story short, missed me being in my emotions. I said, oh, F this job. Made a call. What's your bank account information? And boom.
Wait, but you got mad at your job because you messed up?
Yeah. The immaturity.
Okay. All right.
It was just crazy. Like, if I can go back to that 23-year-old, like, really? Like, are you serious?
So then you went to
up.
You went to the boyfriend and granted his request.
Pretty much.
And then what happened?
And then everything just down spiraled from
like,
that's when my life took a change. Took a turn.
Did it mess up immediately?
No. Then I tell you, I figured out how to take these people's money without them even knowing, So no.
Oh, so you kept doing it.
That's what happened. The greed. Like, when they
it's
say
always the greed.
It's always the greed. It's the greed because I did it the first time, went through. Second time, it didn't go through because on his end they stopped it. The bank was like, no, this is unusual activity.
Did you switch
account.
up the banks? Did you keep it the same?
No, I kept it the same, but on his end they were like, this is unusual activity. It was
that's what I meant. On his end, he kept using the same account.
Yeah, it was just only twice. This is only the second time I did it, and the bank teller, he's in Philly. The bank teller's like, red flag. Just the second time you got $5,000, something ain't right. Yeah. And she red flagged it. But I'm all, my anxiety's up. I'm in the hospital, so now I gotta tell somebody, So I confided into my parents, like, I don't tell anybody ever like what's going on. No one really knows. You know, I'm just like I did something that I shouldn't have done, but they really don't know. And it's crazy. Nobody asks questions like, "Where are you getting this money from?"
Right.
Nobody asked because prior to that, I had an incident
Were
with
you
the.
were you balling while you was outside? Like they knew
Okay,
you had a couple of dollars.
yeah, because okay, so in the beginning they didn't but I had an open case with the city, so people thought that the money came in from me suing the Lancaster City,
Okay.
and I got a settlement. So that's why nobody ever asked or thought anything wise. They just thought, oh, she got that settlement money. So at this
I
time,
ain't mad. It's kind of
right.
smart, right?
So it was only small money. So that 5,000, I go in panic, anxiety. Oh my God, I'm about to fine. I'm about to go to jail. I go to a whole whatever, and they don't. They kick the money back. My bank, my job never said nothing to me. I clear that up, and boom. So like I'm kind of like chill, like I'm not doing this. I'm telling myself I'm not doing this again no more. Da 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 da. But then he comes at me with someone who has like a business account. So I'm like, oh, that business account can handle big money. Yep, and it just went from there. It was
That was the
just
beginning
went
of the
from there.
end.
And when you say like that song like became a millionaire overnight, yeah, like click of a button, that's when we went too far. Like I sent $2 million.
$2 million.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's when the red flag.
Did it go through?
Yeah.
So you had it. You was touching on that money before everything hit the fan. You was spending $2 million. You was outside on $2 million.
Pretty much. Like the 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 dude I dealt with, he was always straight up. Mind you, I never even knew him, and because he was on this, and I didn't know him at the time, and but he was honest. He was like everything. He came through. One time he gave me a debit card with like $300,000 on it, and it was just like crazy. But at 23 years old, with all that kind of money,
that's bold.
You don't know what to do.
I ain't gonna hold you. I would have been spending it too. I ain't
but it's not even that. I didn't know the value of a dollar.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't realize that.
Was you travel?
Yeah, but I didn't realize like I had $50,000 in the shoebox, and then that's more than my salary. It never dawned on me because I didn't know money. I did not know.
Don't you hate that? Because when I was outside, like moving around, doing a couple, and I ain't touched that kind of money. But I touched enough money to start up businesses. You know what I mean? And I never did because it always feels like I got bread. I'm not doing that. I ain't worried about that. And then you just blowing through it. But when I look back, because I was one of the lucky ones. Like I dibbled and dabbled and stuff, but the people I was running with started getting jammed up. Federal indictments, like Homeland Security running down on us at the mall, like it was crazy. But they started getting football numbers and all this stuff, so I was like, I'm cool. Like this ain't really, you know what I mean? And I went and got a job. It was disappointing. I actually went and got my CDL.
Right.
Like most street dudes do when they go legit. They go get their CDL, and the girls become CNAs.
That is definitely the truth.
But yeah. So I know like most people don't do what I did. Most people that they ball until they go to jail.
Right, and that's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my story.
Did you enjoy it?
I did, but my conscience always played with me. I was always there a factor.
So you was never comfortable.
I was never comfortable. I was never happy. I just gave because I just felt like the more I give it, the more it goes, then I won't have to worry about it. Because I was already in. I was like in my head, I'm going to prison. I'm this and that. And you know what's crazy is secrets make you sick because nobody knew. Nobody knew. Friends who I talked to every day had no idea.
That's crazy.
That's what ate me alive because I'm not that type of person to be not even deceiving. It is deceiving though because they had no clue what was going on with me.
But they see you balling.
They thinking that it's the lawsuit money.
But at that time, money had to not be an option. Like $2 million, I'm treating all my friends.
Oh my God. Where we going to Miami? Everybody's
going.
Yeah,
I got everybody. We first class.
Everybody on me. Like, and I didn't care. Like, it didn't. I didn't care. But in the midst of that, you have people. So many people around you just wanting. So you don't really have genuine love. Those who was really, really there for me, who didn't care about no money. that's kind of, that I heard that bothers me sometimes. It's like, what about this one who was there when you ain't had nothing?
Mm-hmm.
What you give that person? You know, it was just, but everything happened so fast, and I was just caught up in.
How long did you get to enjoy this money?
Oh man, that happened in '07. The feds didn't come to my door till about '09, maybe 2 years later, or maybe they didn't question me, call me until like a year later. They called me and they said, we got this transaction for $2 million. Can you come in? Mind you, I resigned from the job, so I resigned a whole year prior. So I was away from the job a whole year. They never even didn't realize it.
The feds is coming for their money.
They didn't know, and they called me and they was like, "Can you come in and help us figure out this transaction?" And I'm like, "Oh shoot, this is the call I've been waiting for."
Yeah.
You know, it's finally here.
Like you knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when, and I really, when that call came, it was like a sense of relief because I lost who I was, my identity. I gave up on life. I didn't care about nothing. Like I was suffering, and nobody even knew I was suffering because I was still, the money was trying to whatever, but like
holding that weight, like that would be like that would be like the way to killing somebody and nobody knew, and then they finally catch you, and you like, okay, well.
And when they said money don't buy happiness, it didn't, because I was like such a hard worker. I like getting my money the way legitly, and other people probably was like they've been comfortable with that. It is what it is. It's easy money, but to me, I was not comfortable because I could not sleep. I just party, drink. I just self-destruct. Like I didn't care, and it just like it showed. But and I didn't even know what was going to happen. I didn't know.
So the guy that you were with, because eventually all of this it culminates and you wind up getting in trouble for it. What happened? Like what? Because this was it was almost like a RICO case you got caught up in. Like there was other people involved in this case, right?
Okay, and that's the tricky part. That's where the tricky part come in with me, because I had this case, and then I was out on. Okay, so they started questioning me about it. So much transpired in that time, and then I end up. They never indicted me. It's so crazy.
They just brought you in for questioning?
They brought me in for questioning. They like raided my house a couple times. They
for that.
For the wire fraud. So they did a civil suit, and then they end up dropping a civil suit against me.
Was this a federal case then?
It wasn't. Feds didn't pick it up yet. So when they came in, they hit me with a civil suit just to pay back the money and stuff. They end up dropping it. And I didn't know why they dropped it. So my paid attorney, and he's like, well, they dropped it. So most likely the feds aren't going to come. So I'm thinking like everything's okay. So when they came knocking at my door, and I'm like, you're not here for me. And they're like, no, we're here for you. And that's a question. They still never indicted me. This is stuff I learned over time. I'm relying and trusting my lawyer at this time.
Yeah.
Mind you, a paid attorney, he wanted $50,000. And this is what I'm relying and trusting him.
He was keeping information from you?
No, he wasn't keeping information.
He just didn't know.
He wanted what he kept saying to me. He was like, they keep asking questions. Mind you, they keep coming to my house. They raid my house. They just keep coming knocking on the door. I'm like, talk to my attorney. I'm lawyered up. Like, why are you talking to me? I don't know these people you're talking about. So
you paying 50. You got 50 rack with Tater. He
and this is what my lawyer's resolution was. We just gonna go sit down and have a talk to them. Obviously, they know something. Let's just go have a meeting, take a meeting with them.
And that's what you did.
And that's what I did. I went, took a meeting with them, and basically indicted myself for this case, because after that meeting,
you said too much.
And now I'm indicted, but I'm going to the grand jury for myself. Now, mind you, this is crazy. So I take the meeting, I'm going with this and that, and I don't know what I'm signing, what I'm agreeing to, because I'm trusting my lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just my wire fraud case because it's just me. I'm the one who sent the money. I don't really have no co-defendants, but I do in a sense, because it's the other people who received the money. But boom, I laid it all on the table. And didn't realize it. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to wait to get sentenced. Boom, 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 whatever. And then in the midst of that, being on pretrial release, now I'm out on pretrial release. I forget that I'm even, so I'm still traveling, living life and everything. And next thing you know, they came.
I know you was dressed to the nines too. You probably had all kind of red bottoms and.
You know what? I didn't have red bottoms.
Was red bottoms popping back then?
They weren't popping. They were out though, but they weren't popping. Because if I knew if they was popping, they was hot, I would have had red bottoms.
Heard you.
Me and my whole crew would have had red bottoms. Once I got locked up, I remember my sister like, "Yo, you need to get some red bottoms." But yeah. But I was just So in that time though, while I was on pretrial release, I got caught up in the drug conspiracy. You know.
Because of you or who you was with or the people you was around? Like
people I was around. Okay, so when I went off to college, I never detached myself from home.
Right.
People I grew up with,
and most of us
and that.
Right.
I didn't detach myself. And I dummy down. People say, "Oh, you went to college?" And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. It's nothing. You can go to college too. It's nothing." I downplayed it. I never was just like happy. "Oh, you graduated college." I never like wore that badge of honor like I'm a college graduate. It was like whatever. I'm in the bars. I'm still down caps. We still
Ain't it
whatever.
Crazy how I don't mean to cut you off, but it's crazy how the hood will make you feel, mostly at a younger age, they'll make you feel almost ashamed for your accomplishments or something that was positive. Like, I just remember being a teenager and almost feeling bad that my parents stayed together. And I was just like, I grew up. And I'm like, yo, why is that? Why? Like, I was walking around like, nah, but they wasn't always good. Like, I'm trying to explain and make an excuse. No, like, yeah, my parents stayed together. That's dope. Like, what the fuck?
Right. But instead you're trying to downplay and you came from the good area, you came from all that, but you're like, no, I can be out here in these streets doing that. You want a different life to prove
for no reason, because I never had to do that. Like, but I was outside for a minute and I did not have to do that. So I feel what you're saying.
And so in the midst of that, I'm just living reckless still. Like, you know, I'm working. I got a job at the bank in Delaware. I'm in Lancaster in the bar drunk.
Caps.
Definitely down the bottom, caps. And I'm drinking Henny at this time, going hard on Henny, partying hard.
I already know.
Running down to Walmart, because mind you, I'm still living in Delaware, got a place, but I still want to live out my car and stuff. Running to Walmart to get an outfit and going to work the next day.
You just wanted to move around. Like,
just out. Yeah, just out there for no reason, because I still wanted to be attached to what was going on in Lancaster.
And you didn't want to be looked at as like, oh, you sold out, and,
right? Yeah. Or you're just up here and you just like acting stink. Oh, you can't hang today. Oh, so in the midst of that, I hope
somebody's listening to this message right now.
Yeah, because no. You're right. I should have been like, yes, I am better. Yep. Yes, I went to college.
Exactly
yes, I got $30,000 in school loans that I have to pay back. Yes, I got a corporate job and I'm working with my head should have been held high, but instead I didn't. I didn't even.
A lot of us come back and we dumb down. Trying to dumb
down, and I was told many times, "Corinne, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here." But once I did the thing with the wire fraud, I came back. I don't know if it was just a comfort zone, but, you know, it was just my mom was like, come back. It was just too much going on. You know, I just got robbed. I got this and that. It was crazy.
Were you in a nice crib and all that down there?
I had roommates, and then I did have an apartment, another little apartment. I probably had so many different places in my names at this time. You know, I had an apartment down there, an apartment in Lancaster. I was just...
Oh, you had.
So it was just a lot, you know, because I'm paying rent over here, my roommates. I'm paying rent over here at another place, and then I'm brought a house out here in Lancaster. So it was just a lot that I just was just doing way too much. But
when you came back here, you got involved in what?
I came back home, got in a relationship, bought a house, but the relationship didn't last long because as soon as I bought the house. So you ended
the one back where you was at?
Yeah, okay, that really wasn't a relationship. That was just a situation, and then when all that stuff happened, then when the money came, their head got big, and I was just a little small little person, and they just been like, you know, I just cut them off. Yeah, so that was already cut off. So I came back home and got back with, you know, a boyfriend I was with when I was younger, moved back home, got a place, but that didn't last long because as soon as we moved into the house, bought the house, closed on the house, moved in the house, and he got locked up. So it was...
He got locked up for...
This is somebody different, yeah.
Okay.
He got locked up, yeah. That was the boyfriend that I was with off and on when I was young.